Well, it's just disgraceful. Absolutely. How many chances does this man want before someone, some national governing body or UEFA or FIFA, take appropriate action against him and his behaviour? This behaviour he shows manifests itself at grassroots level when there's a youth referee in the middle and little mini Mourinho's are on the sideline repeating and replicating those antics. It's no good at all. And I just think, you know, the managers, it's not just Jose Mourinho, other people who do it and have been doing it for a long time. They throw in a small fine, you know, might be £100,000. That's a small fine to some of these people. Some of them not even a week's wages. A ban, and Jose Mourinho has been banned before from stadiums and still found a way of doing his coaching. So it doesn't happen. And I think UEFA, like the FA have done, in fairness to the FA, they've really stepped up and stepped forward. Now points deductions, body cam pilots. What are UEFA going to do? And I think don't allow them to play in Europe next year. And if they do allow them to play in Europe, let's have them on a -point deficit of say 3 or 4 points. Just have a message that's different to what we've been doing in these weak punishments previously when managers have done this all over the world. Do you know what would be really good? I'd really good to have the legal people in UEFA and FIFA to see if they can take their coaching badges away from them. It's a criteria that when you operate at that level, you've got to have your pro badge and whatever. Take it away from them. Say, I'm sorry, we're going to suspend your badge. You can't coach at that level. Let's see what that does there. Obviously, big legal challenges will come that way, but let's have these things in place to say, look, a ban ain't working on you, stadium ban. A monetary fine, you're a multi-millionaire, ain't going to bother you. Let's really hear you. Let's take you away from being able to coach. Let's suspend your coaching badge. Job done. I don't want to be fair to Jose Mourinho because he's not really fair to referees, but I will be fair to him and say it isn't just him. You know, it's many of them need to stand up and look at themselves and look inwards and think, actually, I am a role model. People will mimic what I do. And Jose Mourinho has been very consistent in how he abuses match officials, and that needs to stop. That needs to stop, and he needs to have something in place that really hurts him. Like I said, let's look at taking away his pro badge. Let's look at getting him away from the grounds, and I mean getting him away from the grounds. Not just saying, you know, go and sit in the stands. You know, let's really hit him with his heart. I think, you know, people who if he gets a job at Paris Saint-Germain, like it's suggested, Paris Saint-Germain needs to take a long, hard look at themselves. And I think people who are engaging and employing people like Mourinho and his actions, they need to take hold of themselves and give their heads a wobble about it. They're going to have people like him being a front of shop, a maitre d' of their brand, then that's shameful. That's shameful. My reaction was obviously shock, but not surprised. The only difference here to what a grassroots referee goes through, many grassroots referees will relate to what happens there and worse. So that's the first thing I'd say. Second thing I'd say, I just hope that Anthony and his family are well and safe, obviously, and that the PGM are well, who have got a really good track record of looking after referees in these situations, have kicked in place. It's really important for them from our point of view. But to see it, the way it's manifested itself, I believe, is Jose Mourinho needs to take a chunk of responsibility here for this gerrymandering he's been doing. That's resulted in this. Roma fans don't need any encouragement to behave in the way that they was shown there. It'd be really good to see Roma come out and condemn this behaviour. I haven't seen it. Really good if Jose Mourinho could come out and condemn this behaviour. It'd be great to see where UEFA are in this and what they want to do and what went wrong. Hundreds of referees go out each season abroad. We don't have these situations happen. It wouldn't take a genius to figure out that was going to be a very hostile situation for Anthony, and with the correct protocols followed by UEFA in this particular incident. What's really worse is unusual, is that his family were there, his children, his wife were there, seeing it all, feeling it all. And I can't measure how that would make you feel. You know, you probably feel not in control. You feel a little bit powerless. You know, how he kept his manner so calm when that was going on just shows the strength of character and emotional intelligence that Anthony Taylor has got. Huge respect for that. Other people around there were not so, emotionally intelligent, but understand their reactions. We're talking about Anthony Taylor here. We're talking about the guy who was worldwide praised for how he responded to Christian Eriksen when he collapsed on a pitch. This isn't some run-of-the-mill meeting two vets ref we're talking about here. And if he's confined himself in these situations, what hope has grassroots referees got? I think Anthony want to spend some time with his family and feeling in an area where he feels protected and respected. I feel it's a terrible end to the season for him. It should have ended on a highlight. If it wasn't for Man City getting to the Champions League final, I dare say that Anthony Taylor would have been doing the Champions League final. That's how highly respected this man is. Like I mentioned earlier about the Christian Eriksen situation, I think he will be devastated that it's ended this way when it should be on an absolute peak of achievement from one of our top flight referees and one of the best referees in the world. So I think he won't be in a good place, but I really believe he'll be getting supporters. It's going to take a long time for him to get over his family being in that position. I think it'll take a long time for anyone to get over there. But praise to him, he never reacted. He was controlled. He looked after his family and he got them out of that situation. But shame on Roma and shame on Jose Mourinho.